This is Stefan Sindoni of Sindoni Says Talk Radio, and I've got another episode for you. This show today is one that I'm really enjoyed about doing. I'm happy about it. Today's guest is funny man comedian Mr. Allan Gitlin.
Hey, what's going on, Stefan? It's the G-Man, Allan Gitlin. What's happening, buddy?
Well, I'm glad to have you on today. As I said, it's been a while since we did our last interview. Give the audience a recap. What have you been doing, let's say, the last 6 months?
Well, last 6 months I had picked up and moved to Florida with a woman who I know for 45 years. And we reconnected on Facebook about a year ago. And I visited her twice before I went down there to live with her. I'm back in Jersey because, unfortunately, I didn't know her quite as well as I thought I did. Some stuff that I didn't like, cursing at me and telling me, if you don't like it here, get back to Jersey. And you only tell me that, 2 or 3 times before I depart, So I did, and now I'm back in Jersey with my friends and family, and just keeping myself busy. So
it was a round peg, square hole situation.
Well, unfortunately, the peg wasn't going in a hole too often either.
I knew there was a joke in there somewhere. So what have you learned about women through that?
Well, I've been out here for, 20 years off and on. I've been online dating. I've dated a lot of people, and I just figured out that you got to know somebody a little better before you move in with them, that's all.
Can you tell me about any experience? Tell me briefly about a wealthy woman. Can you share that story with us?
Well, I was going out with a wealthy woman I met online. Actually, I met in the newspaper because online wasn't even that popular then. Very, very wealthy. One of the wealthiest people in the county that I lived in most of my life. Her father was a doctor, very successful doctor, and he bought up a lot of property. Somebody warned me that I was walking into a lion's den. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, they all live on the same property. Her sister and her nephews, they got more problems than you take a stick at. Sort of like Kennedy compound clan, The person was right. Over time, I stayed with her about 5 years. We split up once, and I shouldn't have went back to her after 3 years. They had so many problems, it was ridiculous. When I got there, she had 5 horses and 2 dogs. The dogs were treated better than some of the humans that I know, and had a bigger room than some of the humans that I know. And they ate better than some of the humans that I know. I knew I was behind the horses and the dogs, but then, unfortunately, her mother got sick. Towards the end, her father got sick, and I got pushed behind them. And her house was like an open door policy. Everybody's grandmother walked in it, and we never really had privacy to ourselves. And it just got to the point where I had to get away from it because there was no time for me in her life, unfortunately.
Okay, so that didn't work out either. So now you're back in New Jersey. So you had to get a new place to live and everything, and now you got to reacquire things. And you were telling me briefly about a story about sunglasses. Can you share that?
Yep. Well, I went to get my sunglasses. I happened to break the other day, and they cost me because I got a lazy eye a little bit. My prescription is very expensive, so my sunglasses break, and I go into Macy's, and I have a friend of mine that runs the men's cologne department. I've known her for years. Her name is Barbara, very, very pretty lady, blonde hair, very tall. I know her boyfriend also, Jimmy, who she's lived with for like 20 years. They're really nice people. And anyway, I go to talk to her. She's supposedly retired when I left for Florida, and apparently she's working part-time there again. And Jimmy's not well, so she decided, she needs to get a little away from him once in a while. So she tells me there's a lens corrector in Macy's now. So I said, good. So I go over there, and I said, listen, do you have these frames that I have? And he said, no, but there's a sunglass hut in Macy's also. He said, why don't you go to that guy, and I'm sure he has your frames. So he sells me these frames, and he says my lenses will fit in. And he says, why don't you go upstairs? There's a regular lens corrector with an optician and everything, and it's not just a small little kiosk. So I go up there, and they go, listen, these frames will not fit your lenses. You have to go back downstairs and bring them back these lenses, but we can sell you lenses that'll fit, but it's going to take about a week because your prescription has to be sent out. So I go back down and I get my refund and all that, and I come back to them, and they finally, after about an hour and a half of going back and forth like a yo-yo to like 3 different places, I get the right lenses, and I get the right frames, and I got to wait about a week for my sunglasses to come in. Strange story, man. But I waited about 2 hours, and in the meantime, I hadn't eaten anything. And I had to go to the bathroom. I was holding that in for like 2 hours, which is not easy for me to do. Story though, we went back and forth like 3 different places, and finally, lens crafters upstairs where I was headed to begin with, until I got scared somewhere else by my friend. It just became a nightmare.
So now you recently told me about a car fiasco, I'll call it. Can you share it?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a Ford Explorer 2013 that I bought from somebody I know. I used to be in the car business, and it's getting around 100,000 miles. So usually 100,000, I take my cars in, and they're still worth something, and I don't know a whole lot on them. So I go to buy an Audi A5 convertible from a dealership that I know very well. I know the owners. They go online, they find one for me, black on black convertible with 34,000 miles, no dents on it, no scratches, nothing. And it's coming up from Florida on an Audi off-lease auction only. And what that means is only Audi dealers can bid on these cars, and they're off-lease from the bank. And it just so happened the dealership was in Florida. So the guy bids on it and wins the bid, and he says, it should be up here in a couple days, depending on when the truck goes to pick it up. And I wait about a week, he calls me up and says, Allan, you got to come take a look at your car. And I'm like, why? He says, no, you just got to come look at it. I go over there, and it's kind of like, about dusk time, I guess. It was starting to get a little dark, and not completely dark, but it was around 4 or 5 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock, and the sun is starting to go down a little bit. And he shows me my car, and it's got about, from what we can see, easily $20,000 worth of damage on it. It looks like it was parked in front of a dumpster, and it looked like they had the garbage guy got fed up with trying to move it, or them trying to move it. I didn't move it, and he decided to move it. He put the forks through the complete right side. He put the forks on the hood, on the trunk, and on the roof, not knowing that the car was supposed to come up to Jersey. And the dealer, instead of calling up here and saying, listen, the car got damaged, he tried to sneak it through. And the trucker, when he picked it up, wouldn't sign off on it until they signed off that it had major damage on it. And they asked him when he got here, why'd you bring it up? And the dealer down there told him, well, the dealer up north is going to fix it when he gets up there, which is a lie completely, okay? And so by that, they had to get me another one, and I actually got a 4-door A4 loaded up to the gills called the S, which they only make about $2,000 a year, and it's only got 20,000 miles on. So I actually worked out with a better car for about the same money with less mileage. So figure that out. It was a whole fiasco. I was in the car business, so I saw what the damage, and it was the dealer who I bought it from. He didn't do it, so it wasn't his fault. I wasn't mad at him.
So you just had that waiting period in order for them to make things right.
I had to wait an extra week and a half before I got the car, and I got it though. It's a nice little car, and I love it, so it's good.
So now you're back in Jersey.
Yep.
What are your plans right now?
Well, I have a few things going on. First of all, as soon as I got back, I got in touch with an agent who I did a glove commercial for Big and Tall Man shops. The day after I contacted her and told her I was back, she said there's a commercial going on about 20 miles away from me. Would I be interested in it? So AT&T came out with a new app for delivery men and construction companies when they get their equipment. And so, she proceeded to tell me how much to pay, which was $300 an hour, which I said, you can get me all those jobs you want. But it was only an hour, but still, after her fee, I came away with $250, which isn't terrible for an hour. I don't know too many people making $250 an hour. Cool commercial. They just wanted a delivery man and show them how the app works and had somebody signed up for the package. It took exactly 58 minutes to be exact, okay? And I'm doing a podcast with a friend of mine. We actually was going to be on Wednesday nights at 8:30 on blogtalkradio.com. It's a call-in show about relationships. My buddy's been married 3 times, and he's a psychic, and I always say to him, you ever saw that coming? You're psychic? And I've been divorced twice, and I've been online dating for about 20 years, off and on. I have some incredible stories. So we got a lot of experience between us, and we have a disclaimer that says we're not psychologists or psychiatrists. We just our opinion on what we think you should have done or could have done or should do in your relationship, whether it be 2 guys, 2 women, a regular couple. We're here to help everybody out. Also, I'm putting together a comedy act with a black gentleman, a black comedian called Kevin Williams. He goes up in there to Kevin in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's my idea. The 2 characters are that he's going to be Frank White and I'm going to be Bob Black. And we're going to pick on both races. Here's one of the bits I wrote already. We're meeting up next week, and we have 2 gentlemen that want to book us already. Once we put the app together, one does entertainment for Atlantic City and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and the other one is on a cruise ship for 6 months. We've got to get this act together, and one of the bits is that I'm a Jewish guy, and he asked me, as a Jewish person, what do you do on Christmas Day? And I say, well, as a Jewish guy, Jewish people usually go to the movies and eat Chinese. And I say to him, as a black man, what do you do? And he says, well, we're robbing your house while you're at the movies and eating Chinese. Everybody's afraid to do stuff like that. And all the family and the Jeffersons and Stanford and Son and Good Times, they were funny shows. And for some reason, everybody's afraid to do something like that and be a little, what they call, unpolitically correct. I don't see any
I wish you luck with that, because the world needs more laughter, as you know. Since 9/11, people folded up their arms and said, I dare you to make me laugh. And you look at them, it's like, shame on you. Bend over. Let me get a feather. I'll tickle your ass. I'll make you laugh.
Right. Tickle your balls. Whatever.
Point, say, you know what? I'm sorry I woke you trying to make you laugh. It was infectious. I mean, I have an uncle who's 91 and diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and the advice he gave to me is live your life, laugh more, enjoy more, watch more comedies, take yourself so seriously. So that's kind of...
Don't take the world seriously.
That's exactly right. You look what's going on, and they need all the help that they can get. But I'm not a psychologist nor a politician. It's not for me to make changes with that. The only person I can change is myself, and just be happy with who I am.
Yeah, and you haven't changed your diaper in a while. So.
That's exactly right. And I still have problems with my urination. So now I'm taking that palmetto sawgrass, so that way I don't pee every 30 seconds, you know.
Isn't there a sawgrass out in Florida or something?
That's yeah, right near the Alligator Alley is where it is. There's a mall there too. Right. I think it's one of the biggest malls in that part of Florida there.
Sawgrass Mall, yes. Pretty big out there, yeah.
You go on one end of the mall, you better know where you park your car, because it could take 3 hours to find it.
You get lost in the sawgrass.
I got to tell you, I was in Chinatown the other day, and I was eating a meal in Chinatown, and I looked outside, and I go, man, is that who I think it is? So I see a guy out there. So I walk outside, and there's this guy holding a box and smoking a doobie. So I said, man, I got to call Allan and see, Allan, maybe Allan knows who this guy is. So I took his photo, and I'm going to send it to you. But I swear, he looked like the guy who got arrested on our Amtrak train about 2 years ago.
Right. Ching Ming Wang.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, Yeah, for the people that are listening here, how Al and I met, there's a guy trying to smuggle 3 pounds of marijuana in a badly taped up box, and the cops pulled him off in upstate New York. So that's our story that, we've joined to the hip on. But I swear, Alan, when I send you the photo, he may be the guy. He might have let him out of jail. And he was heading towards New York, so...
Chinatown. You had to make the train. He made a big stink about getting on the train. He couldn't miss the train. He missed the train, and Bubba got a hold of him, too. You can't make things like this up. Reality is funnier than the comedy sometimes. You know what that story reminds me of, actually? There's a movie out, I think it's called Fire on the Mountain, with Chris Christopherson and Steven Seagal, where Chris Christopherson's company is dumping the toxin into the water in this little town. Anyway, Steven Seagal plays the EPA agent, and he catches on to it, and he realizes that Chris Christopherson is doing it. It's coming from a mine that they have, some kind of mine they have up there. At the end, he confronts Chris Christopherson, and they get into a big, like a fight, and Chris Christopherson shoots him in the leg. And Chris Christopherson says to Steven Seagal, how come you didn't just kill me? And he said, no. He says, my buddy Tyrone is waiting for you in prison. And Chris Christopherson looks at him like, what the hell you mean? And he says, well, you kind of know what I mean, You're going to be Tyrone's butt buddy. Don't drop the soap, baby.
Yeah, his fudge-packing buddy. I got you.
You're going to get something real hard up your rear end. There ain't going to be no pipe either. So it was kind of funny. If you ever seen a movie, it's kind of funny. The last couple of lines are really funny.
I'm going to be looking for that one there, because comedy is definitely the way to go with all that's happening in the world today. Any other stories you want to share with me now?
You know what movie also I like, which people, this line goes right past everybody. I like Braveheart, where the Queen is starting to fall in love with Braveheart. There's a trap that's being set by Longshanks, the King of England. She knows, the valet of the Queen knows about it, and the Queen asks her, well, how do you know about this trap? And she says, well, I was with the captain last night in the army, and he doesn't know what it's for. and the line goes right past you. If you got to watch it like 2-3 times, because she says it in French, and then they do it in English, and the Queen just looks at her like, what? And the line goes right past you if you're watching it. You got to catch it, because it goes by so quick. They stuck that line in kind of like real quick. She says, the English captain doesn't know what a tongue is really for.
That's funny, yeah.
It's kind of funny. I watch it all the time, and I try to look for that line all the time.
Yeah, I think the older you get, the more important that tongue becomes.
Yeah, it depends on how young the lady is that's with you.
Yeah, that's true, too, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and if she's really a sight for sore eyes, you turn the lights off, you have her face forward, and you tell her ass up, face forward, clap, clap.
Listen, I told you this story about the 1-bagger, the 2-bagger, the 3-bagger, and the 4-bagger, right?
Yes, share with the audience.
People might not have heard that, so let me explain to you what that is. So you put 1 bag over her head if you don't want to see her. You put 2 bags in case the 1 bag falls off. You took the 3rd bag in case the first 2 fall off. And you
Well, you might hear guys in the bar say, I'm going to keep drinking, honey, until you look good.
Right, yeah, that's an old joke, yep. Some people, it takes about 10 drinks.
One time I was in this bar, and there was a guy, every Wednesday night he'd come in, and he would go from the beginning of the bar, and he never made it past the middle of the bar. It was like 20 feet. And every time he'd walk out with a beautiful girl. So one night I was curious to hear what his charisma was, what he had going. And he just walked up to the girl and said, look, I got my car outside, I want a FUCK, and I got a hotel, so let's go if you're interested. And I was like, damn, is that all? You know, and he said, when I asked him, he said, well, some will, some won't, so what? Next! I cracked up because that's just the way it is. You know, for me, the word no never meant N-O. It meant K-N-O-W. You know what I have to do. And so that's what, as a salesperson, as you know, you never heard N-O. Crack up and we're always selling ourselves. The last thing I'll say before I'll let you have some more thunder. Guys always think that they make the decision for meeting the woman or picking up the girl or going out with the girl. And I said, no. They're the ones, they know right off the bat, they'll look at you and they'll do that triangle up or down. And all of a sudden, they look back at your shoes and then they'll make the decision whether they're going out with you or not. You have nothing to do with that decision.
Right, that's correct. When I met my first wife, I actually was in a bar, like a club that we hung out in, and I actually talked to her sister first, and she thought I was like a Guido, because I had Italian knit shoes on, Italian knit shirt on the time. That's what it was then. So then she blew me off, so I just went to her sister, was standing next to her, and I ended up marrying her, and I was married to her 15 years. And I often wonder if I didn't make a mistake, because I might have still been married to her sister, who was a much nicer person, actually. Still, and I always got along, so it was very funny.
Well, you know, sometimes we don't make the right choices. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, no, Adamati was my first wife. She was good with money, and she was she kept her house clean and all that, and we just kind of grew apart after 15 years. And she's been remarried for 20 years to her second husband. And I've been out here dating off and on different people. There's times where I don't have anybody. There's times where I do have somebody. There's times where I have myself. Sometimes myself is better. There's no complaints and no smoking after sex and no fake orgasms, So sometimes being alone doesn't for me.
Yeah, and then if it works out when you're alone, you just go out and buy yourself a rose.
That's right. Or a box of candy.
Exactly. Treat yourself to a happy ending.
Was that 1,000 gram bar or something like that? Gram bar, whatever? Candy bar.
Candy bar.
Makes me feel like $100 million or something,
You're a funny man. There's no doubt about it. Every time we do this...
I've been funny for years. I just didn't know it, I guess.
Well, when people are laughing, they can't stop laughing, you start to realize, did I say something funny? I know myself, when I get upset, I become very funny, and I don't even realize what I just said, and all of a sudden, a gem comes out of my mouth, and I got to write it down. Somebody says, write that down. I said, I'll be writing all day.
You know what I say? Every day you wake up, it's a good day. I wake up with a smile on my face. I wake up in a good mood all the time. There's things bother me, but I don't hold on to them anymore. I think when I was younger, I held on to them a little bit. Now it's not worth the effort, not worth the aggravation. It works itself out one way or the other, either in my favor or against me, and I probably have no control over it anyway.
That's exactly right. We can only take care of what happens to us and how we react to it, how we move forward. And I think the more mature we get, we can become the conscious observer to our own experiences.
Correct.
And laugh at ourselves a little more, because that's what we need to do, and realize, don't take it so serious. Lighten up, Lucy. This is This isn't a dress rehearsal, but at the same time, you can't fail at being yourself. So I've had a great time with you here now, telling you. Is there any other stories you want to share? We're about 23, 24 minutes in.
Okay. Let me tell you where they can reach me if they want. They can reach me on Facebook at thegmancomes.com. Actually, G-Man-Cometh, actually. And my website, www.theg-man.net. Or my phone number, 908-896-4977. I'm always available. If I don't answer, just leave a message, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Most likely within the next hour or two, something like that. I don't let phone calls go. Check out my website. You can see everything I did, my comedy acts, my podcast stuff, my movies. I was in a couple of major movies. I was in a couple of major commercials. Of course, if you blink, you miss me. But I got paid, so I don't care. And very shortly, that commercial for AT&T will be on there. Every time I'm on a podcast or interview such as this, I always put it up there. I was on one yesterday, Joe Kozo out of New York, and now there's Stephen Sindoni, and I'm going to be on one next week out of Scotland. I was on one last week out of Austin, Texas. My friend Rebecca Mahan, who's a good friend of mine. Positive attitude brings positive results always.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I'm glad that I had you on today. As I said, we've been friends since the Chinaman incident, so it's a great story to have as an opener and an icebreaker for any friendship, because stories like that, you can't make it up.
No, you can't make that up. We were both there, and we both saw what happened, and it was hysterical. And that's a story I don't think I'll ever let go of, because if the guy had had half a brain, he would never got caught.
His life went up in smoke.
Well, let's put it this way: he didn't see Chinatown for a while. That's a damn sure.
Well, he did last week. I think that was a sighting, like a Bigfoot sighting. I know it was him.
Well, maybe he got out after what, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that.
Exactly.
A year and a half, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's about.
We met last November of 18, I believe, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that would be a year and a half that he spent in jail for something stupid that he should have. If he hadn't done it, he would have probably got away with it and gotten his 2 pounds of marijuana or 3 pounds of marijuana into Chinatown. But hey, not all criminals are smart. That's why they're criminals. They get caught.
Yeah, well, everything always comes out in the end. So regardless of how secret you want it, or just how cool you think you might be and think you'll get away with it, somebody now, especially now, there's a camera on just about every corner. So anytime you do the dirty, somebody's got it on tape.
Yeah, you can't make love in an elevator. You can't make love on an escalator. You can't make love anywhere anymore because there's cameras everywhere. I mean, you can, but you're going to get caught.
Yeah, they even know your shoe size. So now it's very difficult.
Was that a while ago? That, was it Opie and Anthony they had somebody making love in a church pew when they got caught?
Yes.
About 3-4 years ago, I guess, maybe longer than that. I'm not sure. So who would think in church they had a camera? But they had a camera and they caught them.
You just never know.
After the fact, after they came a few times.
Yeah.
But,
they came and went, that's for sure.
They came and went, and then they got caught by the camera.
Is that something like Vendi Vidi Vici? I came, I saw, I came, I said, oh no, I came, I saw, I conquered.
that was Attila the Hun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a Roman, guy with Roman hands, and I think he was with a guy with Russian fingers.
Russian fingers, yeah. He was part Roman, half Russian, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know which part was which, though. Stefan, I appreciate it. I had a great time with you, man. Hopefully we'll do it again soon.
Well, I thank you, Allan. Again, man, I'm glad that your life is going well. You're going in the right direction. Positive thoughts do bring positive results. Yep. And for all you listening today, this is Stefan Sindoni on Sindoni Says. Check out Allan Gitlin. Find out where he is, what he's doing, what he's up to, because the man is a rising star, and you'll soon see that and know that. I'm blessed to say he's my friend. So, Allan, again, thank you for coming on tonight.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.